Hey everybody, welcome back to GREEDFALL. We came here in hopes of having a little private time with Aphra. Nothing has happened, but let's visit. Oh, it's going to be that kind of private time. Okay.
I'm a bit nervous. I've read many books on this subject, but they don't say anything about the way I feel right now. May I come in?
Obviously you may.
Come on. Forget about the books for a bit.
Yet another marvelous memory shared with you.
Yikes.
And this one only belongs to us. I feel as if my heart is exploding. I've never felt this way about anyone. I suppose this is how it feels to be in love. Do you feel the same?
Oh God. Oh no. Oh, what do I do? I mean, okay. I'm not I mean...
Yes,
Okay.
Aphra. I'm fairly certain this is love.
We've made a full commitment.
And I love you too.
It's such a peculiar sensation. And it's so tremendous. Oh, my beloved.
Well, that kind of came out of nowhere. No pun intended. Let's move on to more important things, like Petrus. Let's just move on. We need to get Petrus. He needs to join us now. I know we just did the thing. Petrus and Siora. Let's rock and roll. Now, truly, it would have been nice to have our full-on relationship with Siora. She really doesn't seem interested.
Karans, do you need something?
And
I've never heard you talk
anytime...
He was the Donegad.
What happened to him?
He was killed. My mother. Anything else?
I don't know.
I must leave you.
We haven't been able
See
to
you
get
later.
anything going with anybody. So, you know, we got a connection with Aphra, and we're going to just be happy about it, you know? It's great. Everything's fantastic.
I'm happy you came to find me. Allow me to apologize once again. I should have spoken to you sooner, told you what I knew, and not betrayed your trust.
Indeed, you should have.
As I said, I'd like to make up for it and help you find your family again.
How
Okay.
do you intend to do that?
As you now know, I knew your mother. We had trouble communicating at first, of course, but we gradually learned to understand one another. She was important in her village. Based on what I know today, I think she was a Donegad. She told me her name, Arelwyn, and told me about her
Whoa.
family. She even gave me a pendant for you. You were only a child, so I gave it to Mrs. de Sade for safekeeping.
She gave me a necklace when I went to say goodbye to her.
Oh.
She said it was a family heirloom. Did my mother tell you the name of her village?
No. But I'm sure the Norts can help us. They were the ones who took your mother to the continent.
It was such a long time ago. How can I find out if they remember?
The Norts record everything down to the gentlest breeze. They must have written something in a logbook somewhere. So, do you want to try and find out where you come from? Do you want to find your relatives?
Obviously.
Yes. All this is so new to me, but I suppose so, yes.
Let's go then.
Okay. Petrus is coming, and I know we're going to be dealing with knots, but I think we still take Siora because we can always switch them, but being that we're likely to be making discoveries about and around the natives,
Closer, good people.
I'd like to keep her with us. So that explains where that family heirloom came from that we got at the very beginning from Mother.
You have come at the right time, Your Excellency. I am in a delicate situation and your help would be invaluable.
You seem like you're constantly in need.
Captain Reuben warned me that he suspected a member of his crew of being a spy. It is almost certain she sent secret navigation information to foreigners.
Why ask me to take care of it?
This is a very serious accusation. One that results in a member of the guild being expelled. The Norts are like a family, very connected, but also likely to carry resentment. I think an external view is required to be certain that there will be no bias. Anyway, their ship is anchored at New Serene. Your authority will allow you to get more answers than us.
I see. What is the exact nature of the information that could have been sent?
It's up to you to find out. But all the Norts know how we navigate our ships. You've seen the techniques we use, and you know we want to keep them secret.
That's cool, actually.
I agree.
Yeah.
Where can I find Captain Reuben?
At the port in your town. You know his ship. It was Captain Vasco's before he landed.
Oh, okay.
I'm counting on you, Your Excellency. We must shed light on this case.
I have come to talk to you about a personal matter.
After what I revealed to you, I was sure you would come back to find me. What would you like to know?
You told me that I was born on one of your ships. Of an islander captured on the island.
We'd like to know about this woman's origins.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I did not take part in those expeditions. And our old archives are far from here.
Is there no one on Aphra who can help us? Please.
Very well. I do know an old captain who could perhaps help you out.
Where can he be found?
His ship is moored in the port of Hikmet, if I'm not mistaken. His name is Captain Lissandro.
Thank you for your help, Admiral.
De Sardet?
Yes, Admiral?
Don't get too caught up in the past. That one in particular.
Oh, really?
Nothing good will come of it.
Whether or not we choose to get caught up in it, Admiral, the past always catches up with us. Sadly, I'm paying the price of this.
Well said, Petrus. Well said. Okay, so we've got a couple of things going on now. We're gonna stick with Petrus's quest for now. Captain Reuben is in New Serene. This is leading us to Hikmet. And then, of course, we've got Glendon still searching for this cure. Now, I wonder the best way to do this is. I'm just thinking about who we should bring. We'll jump over here with Siora. I don't know that I have... I do have a few things, actually. We still need to get long blades unlocked if we want to change up anything in that regard. Which might be okay.
Just thank the enlightened that a captain who took part in these expeditions is right here on the island.
It is indeed a stroke of luck. I hope he remembers my mother.
Do not worry. If his memory fails him, he may have kept his diary from that time.
True.
Karantz,
Whoops.
do you need some?
Okay, so I am actually going to... I think we're going to swap Siora for Vasco. And then if we end up leaving this area, we'll then go ahead and bring Siora. We'll see what happens.
Hello there. My name is de Sardet. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
I am Captain Lissandro. Pleased to meet you. I don't believe I've had the pleasure before. Yet your face seems familiar.
Weird.
Odd. Well, what can I do for you?
Do you know this port well?
Oh, I know it all right. I've been mooring my ship here for over 15 years. It's a safe harbor, well protected from the winds and away from the reefs.
And before that?
Before? I don't really know what you mean. Before, there was nothing but the coast itself, I imagine.
Okay.
Did you know the island before all the colonists arrived?
Yes. Now that's going back a bit. And it isn't a topic for somebody who isn't one of our own.
So tell me what it was like when the Alliance first began to settle in.
Well, maybe Vasco could
It was
ask.
still wild, dangerous, and very beautiful. And all that has changed now.
Did you see the city being built?
Almost before my very eyes. I saw it grow as fast as you're breathing right now. But it was barely more than a port and a couple of huts surrounded by forest in the beginning. And then the trees began to come down, and the houses began to sprout up. It happened at a crazy pace, but I'm not sure that many good things came of all that change.
Admiral Cabral advised me to speak to you about a matter of some concern to me.
The Admiral? Coming from a legate, I should have expected that. So?
Buckle up,
You are the
Lysandro.
only one on this island that can help me.
Really? Oh, I think I understand. That's why your face looked familiar. The congregation is good at keeping its secrets, isn't it? This story is not a new one.
25 years. 25 years since the Nauts brought a woman who was captured on this island to Serene.
I remember, and yet it wasn't the first time. But on that occasion, a child was born.
So you can understand why we'd like to learn where this captive came from.
Yes, yes. I have seen more than a few Nauts looking for their parents.
That's gotta
But
be
what
super
have
common,
you got
hey?
to do with all this?
I met that woman in Serene. I got to know her well.
Listen, it's not
Whoa.
that I don't want to help you.
What do you
but
mean,
my
well?
memory is no longer what it was. I wasn't the captain at the time. I wasn't the one who decided where we moored the ship. So I don't see how I can help you find out where this woman came from.
From one captain to another, if you would allow me.
Captain Vasco? I'm listening.
You said it yourself. A child was born at that particular time. A seaborn. And we always help one of our own.
Very well. I need to look in my old logbooks. I'm sure I'll find something. Wait for me here. I'll be an hour at the most.
Now,
Here it is. I found my old logbook. There's a passage in it that would probably interest you. Your mother came from a village on the plains in the southeast of the island. I'm talking about a place where the bones of the whale are visible from the coast.
oh, the bone
Believe
blowers?
The natives call it Vignamri.
Thank you for this information, Captain.
It's nothing. I'm getting sentimental in my old age. Good luck to you.
So here you are on the verge of discovering your mother's village, of finding your own people. How do you feel?
I don't really know. I'm a little lost, I suppose. All of this is so new to me.
I understand. Mrs. de Sade was loving. She raised you with tenderness. And today you learn she is not your real mother. I'm sorry.
Now okay. My mind is racing here, but I wonder if it's at all possible. And I even hate to think that this might be possible because it might be weird. But we've been calling Petrus. Oh, lockpicking 3? We've been calling Petrus, Big Daddy Petrus as a joke. And he does call us son a lot, but it's kind of like that could just be old man slang. And I'm wondering, is it at all possible when he says, "Oh, I knew her well"? Is he insinuating more than like? Is it possible that Big Daddy Petrus is actually just Daddy Petrus? Is that possible? You would think that he would, you know, he's like, "Oh, I felt bad for keeping the secret from you, blah, blah, blah." You would think at that point he's like, oh, okay, well, since we're talking about it, I'm your dad. You know? Like, is this too crazy? Might be too crazy. I don't know. We're gonna bring Siora now, though. It might be too crazy, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm thinking about it. I gotta get rid of some of these hats, because I can't break them down. I don't know. We're definitely still gonna have some mind blowers. That's for sure. As if there haven't been many already. Ulan, it's been a while.
I owe the pleasure of your visit.
Well, turns out.
I recently found out that my mother came from your village.
Your mother was from Vignamri. Now I understand why your face seems so familiar to me.
Indeed. She was captured before my birth and sent to the continent.
She was called Arelwyn. Did you know her?
Of course. Everyone here remembers her kidnapping.
Could you tell me more about that?
I was not the head of the clan back then. It was a very long time ago, but I remember the village Denegad. Kidnapped by the people of the sea. All our warriors set off to her rescue. But it was all in vain. Most of them died, including the one she loved. It was a dark day, in which our village lost its knowledge and strength in one blow.
So my father died too. Do you know if any members of my family are still alive?
Yes, Slan, your mother's sister.
Oh, cool.
She then became our Donegad. She was never able to match her sister's talent. Too much knowledge had been lost. Arelwyn was a renowned healer across all of Teofradi. Taking her place was not an easy task.
It's not surprising that she was of interest to the congregation. They probably hoped she could help them find a cure for the Malachor. But all alone, far from the island. She was just a young, frightened woman who had lost all her powers.
Do you know where I can find my aunt?
You could try her house, but she's rarely there. She is an elderly woman now, and very much enjoys her own company. She doesn't speak much to me. But others here can probably tell you where to find her.
Thank you, Ulan.
Anything else?
No, we're good, I think. The,
I must go.
The fact that we're just kind of accepting that our father is dead too? I don't know. I don't know.
What do you think of the chief of your village?
He seems quite friendly compared to the others we've run into.
A bit too friendly, if you ask me. A little too concerned with pleasing the settlers.
What do you mean by
And you think
that?
that's a bad thing?
He reminds me of myself when I was younger. And that's not a compliment. My fear is that he serves his own ambition. And this is often done at the expense of others.
Huh. Okay.
There's no one here. Let's go and ask the inhabitants of the village if they know where to find her.
The islanders protect their Donegada. I don't know if they'll speak to some Renaigse.
Don't forget, you are one of them after all.
That's true, and we have Siora, who they actually will respect, regardless.
Hello.
Renaigse.
Oh.
Do you need help, Renaigse?
Actually, yes. I'm looking for the village Donegad.
Oh. And what do you want from her?
Ulan told me that she could help me to find someone.
Ulan must have wanted to play a dirty trick on you. There's no love lost between Ulan and the Denegad. She says that he loves the people from your island too much. But Ulan saved our village. Anyway, if you want to find her, try heading towards the western plains. I am not sure if she is there right now, but she likes going for walks there.
I'm extremely grateful.
So, Ulan did mention that they don't talk much. But she's saying there's no love lost, which kind of indicates there might be more to that. Which makes sense if she's, you know, she saw her sister get kidnapped by the Knots and the Renagzi. And then we're here, and Ulan's being all accepting of settlers coming in here. And she's like, do you not remember what the hell happened? So I get why? I get why there would be a difference. Man, that bird's been frozen in time forever. We killed it once and it became petrified peacock. What is going on?
There's a woman over there, surrounded by animals. It looks like...
Maybe in right to protect me
Wait.
in this battle.
I need to make ammo.
How do you feel, madam?
Well, thank you for stepping in. I don't understand what has happened. Usually these animals accept me. Something must have frightened them.
We are glad we arrived at the right time. We would have been very upset if something had happened to you.
Excuse me, but are you Slan, the Denegad of Vignamri?
Yes, that's me. Were you looking for me?
Yes, we were. If you would allow us, we'd like to accompany you and tell our story along the way.
Very well. I will walk by your side.
Prepare to have your mind blown.
We have pieced together.
I just can't believe it. Yet, if I think about it, your face reminds me of hers.
My mother, or rather, the woman who raised me, gave me this necklace.
Arelwyn gave it to me, to give to her child, and I passed it on to Mrs. de Sade.
It looks familiar. Your father had given it to your mother when they bound. It's good that you are wearing it today. My poor beloved Arelwyn, who died far away from us all, and divorced Tirce. I still miss her so much.
She wanted me to help her die.
Ooh.
But I was unable to do such a thing. Someone would have figured it out. I would have been sent back to Ptolemy, and I would have lost everything. So I watched her suffer. And one day she died.
Petrus, I cannot hold it against you for letting her live.
No, you don't understand. I loved her. I loved her, and I didn't even have the strength to end her suffering. She's the only woman I've ever loved.
Whoa!
I never would have guessed.
Okay.
Everyone loved Arelwyn. She was marvelous. You cannot blame yourself, man of the light. What's more, you brought me her child. For that alone, she would forgive you if she were among us. All is well now. The child of Tia Fradi has returned home, and with him, the spirit of his mother. You are home, my Magum. Welcome.
Petrus, I wanted to thank you.
Thank me? Despite everything you know about me?
You may have been a bit cowardly in the past, to the point of letting the woman you loved suffer. You were manipulative, and you lied to everyone, including yourself. But thanks to what you've told me, I've been able to find my family and my origins. And for that, I thank you.
My child, what you're saying touches me more than you can imagine. At least I've done something good for once in my deceitful life. For you and for her. I hope the enlightened will remember this when I stand before him.
Man, okay. So, let me unravel a second here. I would assume that we would probably have more, there would be other people thinking the same thing if Petrus could have been, in fact, our father. And, like, we were Seaborn, which means she was pregnant before she got on the ship, likely. I don't know how long these voyages were. Many months, I'm sure, but would they be 9 months, a year? I don't know. But the point I'm trying to make is they were saying, like, she's saying, your father. The other guy was talking about our father. And I guess it would be known that she was pregnant. Not by, I would assume, Petrus. So I doubt that that theory carries any weight. But it's still interesting, and the way that he says stuff is just a little bit strange, you know? Like, there's just a little bit where you're like, what? You know, he's like, my child, and it's like, that means more than you can imagine, and like just hinting that there's something else there, but I don't know. Maybe that's not the case. We'll see. Okay. So now I think what we will do is go and talk to Captain Reuben, and we'll likely bring. We're gonna bring Vasco. And I think maybe we'll stick with Siora and Vasco for now. Petrus we're done with. In a way, I almost feel bad. Like, yeah, he was lying. He's a liar and deceitful and all that stuff. He was. But it's just... it's tough. Because you hear him like he's so hard on himself. He's like, I've lived a deceitful life. And you're like... Okay, and even that could infer that Big Daddy Petrus is in fact just Daddy Petrus. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's nothing. It's probably not. All right, we'll see you in a second.